So, Vince, why are we seeing this dislocation with natural gas prices in the Northeast?
So within the Northeast, let's talk about the supply and demand balance. Within the Northeast, the supply has been so prolific. You have this structural, this secular shift in how prolific these Appalachian wells are. So take the Marcellus. The Marcellus, for example, 10 years ago, very limited output. And today, the Marcellus is roughly 16.5 BCF a day. That's billion cubic feet per day on a national run rate of roughly 70 some odd billion cubic feet per day on dry gas. Layer on top of that the Utica, the most recent developments, 2.5 BCF a day. So within the Appalachian Basin, you have roughly 19 BCF of capacity that not long ago you did not have.
Basically, the Northeast nat gas is like a microcosm for the issue that kind of plagues the oil market in the country as a whole. You have a lot of supply and you don't have the transportation that meets up.
The only difference is this capacity is coming from one location, one general area. Not long ago, the Northeast was a big importer of gas during the heating and cooling season. This has now been reversed as the Northeast has become more self-sufficient in providing its own volume, its own output to meet those seasonal heating and cooling needs.
So as we see the infrastructure issues build and you're not going to be able to get the gas out to the customers who may need it the most on the East Coast, does that gas go elsewhere and displace gas, say, in the South or the Midwest?
So when you think about the capacity additions from 2015, 2016, and in 2017, in 2015 and in 2016, you're likely to have somewhere around 6 to 7 BCF of additional capacity. The biggest capacity likely comes online in 2017. We're tracking something north of 17 BCF of transportation capacity coming on. Where this capacity likely ends up, a big chunk of that capacity will likely end up in the Gulf Coast and out into the Midwest, roughly 6 BCF. Now, the Gulf Coast capacity is interesting because that allows for LNG exports and providing an additional demand outlet for that capacity.